Hi, this is Shu with a review, another Pro Specs shoe. This is, as you can tell, it's a boost-like material. We call it the ETP foam. It's what the industry experts are calling it, I think. They've tried a couple of variations. The most successful one was this ETPU that doesn't really look like boost, but it's got a boost-like material in the midsole. This was the X-40, the first model. It was very versatile, and the outsole was great as well. This version is the Pro Flick. This, as you can see, it's very visibly pretty much looks like Boost. And it was pretty similar to Boost in the sense that it's thick, you can feel the bounce in the heel and on the forefoot, even though there's quite a thick layer of foam there, you don't really feel much on the forefoot. So what the first one had was an overall comfy plush feel, but also its insole was pretty good in terms of the EVA insole worked nicely in tandem with it. Without it, it felt a lot flatter, but overall it was low to the ground, but at the same time it provided adequate energy return and shock absorption. The X-44, the fourth one in the series, is actually a nice combination of the two. It looks like Boost, it's pretty thick, but it's actually softer and you can actually feel it working better. It feels even lower to the ground, and yet it compresses and bounces back. And you can feel the visible difference compared to the earlier models of the boost-like foam. So they're just calling it the X-40 foam from here on. The X-40 foam is pretty wonderful. On the forefoot, you can actually feel overall low to the ground, but you can feel the heel working, and the forefoot as well, you feel the boost type material working. Because mostly when you see boost shoes like Adidas basketball shoes like the Hardens or the Rose 6 where the boost was really thick, but you don't really feel much on the forefoot. You had to have a substantial amount of boost and a different level of density to allow that compression to be felt in the forefoot. But this ETPU actually did the job better. The thickness difference, the heel to toe drop is significant, and you don't feel unbalanced. Good shock absorption and overall stepping comfort on the heel, and good support and energy return on the forefoot. So well done, good job. It's true to size. For size 9, it weighs about 280 grams, pretty lightweight. Upper is sort of like a knit material with a fuse around the toe box area, so there's a little bit more support there. Again, it fits true to size. To some people, maybe you might feel some tightness around the pinky toe area, but personally, for me, who usually go up half a size for most basketball shoes these days, I felt this was a quite okay fit. The heel cup is all around thick fused material, and it actually gets the job done without digging in or providing any discomfort, so that's great. Overall padding is nice. The Achilles padding is high, but it does not hinder. The X-40 actually had a bit of a pinchiness right here, and I had to wear some thick socks there, but this is actually nice all around. The design, not exactly great. They have added layers of fused material to provide an additional lockdown on the side. The outsole is an interesting pattern, sort of like a diamond grid pattern that you see in the traditional Converse shoes or the Soldier series of the earlier Soldier series like the Soldier 3s and whatnot. And you know these diamond patterns actually provide very good traction. If you try the PF Flyers, which was a rival of the Chuck Taylor All-Stars from the Converse, you will see the diamond grid pattern were very minimal, but you can actually see them getting the job done. So this is a pretty good traction, and also the grooves are pretty deep, and the rubber is pretty substantial, so you don't have to worry about wearing it out quickly. So yeah, overall I gotta give this a pretty high mark. This is a pretty impressive shoe, and the insole, it looks impressive. Looks like Ortholite, but it's Ortholite, similar Ortholite material, Ortholite wannabe. It feels like Ortholite, but it compresses and bottoms out very quickly. But it works nicely in tandem with the midsole, which feels great even without the insole. So I would suggest getting some nice thin but dense EVA type of insole to go with this cushioning, or any type of Ortholite insole that might provide that additional hugging around the grooves and nooks and crannies of your toes. That might be recommended. It does not have a very low price point. It costs about close to $100, which is pretty expensive. Usually Pro Specs shoes come out under 100, like $70, $60, and they go on sale drastically, but it's not the case here. But I think it's well worth the money. I would prefer this to the Adidas Boost runners and shoes, because Adidas always seems to have the problem of having a super thick boost in the heel that compresses so easily once you put them on. And the forefoot, the Adidas Boost just don't really feel like anything's there. So yeah, good job by a Korean company that's trying to rise from the ashes.